Hi, and welcome to another reading with me, Leenna. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and for all your support, especially your comments. I really enjoy reading them, and it's great to see what you've chosen and what you think, and to share some of your stories with me. Just an update on the subscriber giveaway. I'm still waiting to reach 444. Hopefully it will be soon. And if not, then in a couple of weeks, I'll choose an interim winner. So stay tuned and let's see how that goes. So for today, we're going to be looking at a pick a deck reading, and the topic is going to be what projects should I work on next? Because if you, like me, have been thinking that you want to get too many things out there at once, or you're not sure where to put your energies just now, then this reading is for you. And I just like to give a shout out to my cousin who I just spoken to, who helped me to figure out what project I need to work on next as well. So if you don't have someone like my cousin to talk to, then this reading is for you. So we've got the Housewives Tarot, we've got the Vice Versa Tarot, and we've got the Hanson Roberts Tarot. So think about one or two projects that you're wanting to work on. Let's see which one comes up as the one that you need to work on next, and let's see what else I can tell you about that project. So pick deck 1, the Hanson Roberts, 2, the Housewives Tarot, or 3, the Vice Versa Tarot. So I'm going to move these aside, and we're going to start with the Hanson Roberts. I will probably be using other cards to clarify as well if we need them. So let's see how it goes. So what project should you work on next? Let's see. If you chose pile number 1, so you've got the 3 of Swords, Page of Swords, the Queen of Wands, 2 of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, the Moon, 4 of Wands reversed, Knight of Wands, and the Hangman reversed. So there's a few things coming up here. One is if you're wanting to work with women who have gone through some kind of trauma or some kind of physical or emotional abuse, like if you want to volunteer with them or if you want to help them find a safe place, then that is definitely the project you should be working on next. If you're also helping to empower women who may be homeless or looking for a new job or a new situation, then that is also a very good project for you to work on. So if you're thinking about volunteering in that capacity or starting some kind of initiative or community project, then that is the project you should look at. If you're not thinking about anything like that, if you're thinking, for some of you, you may have wanted to do a project with a person who has either betrayed you, it could be a good friend, or it could be someone you had a romantic relationship with, and you feel that you either were depending on them with finance or getting some kind of structural support from them, and now they've either moved away or you have, you're no longer together, then that project is still one which you should persevere with. You need to be more creative in that respect, and you need to think outside the box. You need to you need to talk to other people and do a lot more research. You may have to do 2 jobs before you get that project off, but you can still do it. Follow your intuition, and you'll find that there will be someone coming in to help you, but they may not be the obvious person, and they could only probably help you through it on a short-term basis and then leave very quickly. But you will get movement and it will probably work out. If you're thinking about a creative project, then it's the one that you're most dreading because you're not sure if you have the skills, you're not sure how to approach it. It's got you overwhelmed before you even started. It's a really big project. I'm seeing like this huge blank canvas. And it's something you've been contemplating for the past 2 years or so, but you had some kind of blow to your self-confidence, which took your belief in your work away, or your abilities away. And now you need to get that back. But there is a lot of support coming from it. People will start talking about it. But you'll need to find your enthusiasm for it again. And I think it doesn't matter where you start. You know, there was a book I read a long time ago when I was still at school about this artist who created this work of art on a blank canvas just by drawing a black dot. And his assistant, the art student, was helping him, and when he threw it away, she drew a little bit something else on it, and she handed it in as part of a project, and it went down quite well. So you could, I'm not saying, you need someone else to put that black dot there for you. All I'm saying is maybe make that black dot, leave it aside for a while, and see what else wants to go onto that canvas. So whatever it is you're working on, whether it's a story, a piece of embroidery, a sewing project, or a video, whatever it is, take that first action, make a mark on that blank page. Even writing this is a blank page is going to trigger some kind of creative flow in you. You don't have to complete it all in one go. Just sort of mess around with it and see what happens. So that's what I have for you if you chose option number 1, the Hanson Roberts deck. So if you want to help women who are in need or in support, whether emotionally or financially, or in terms of finding a roof to keep over their heads, then that's definitely for you. And if you want to get back to a project which you felt betrayed in before and we're counting on help or support from others, there is a way for you to do it. You just need to think out the box. And if you are stuck on a creative project and you still really want to do it, take that first step, make that first black dot. So that's what I have for you if you chose option number 1, the Hanson Roberts. So we're going to put this aside. We're going to go to option number 2. What project should you work on next? And this is the Housewives Tarot. So I'm not sure if this is picked up. Okay, most of the cards are right side up. So what project should you work on next? We've got the Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, Six of Swords, Ace of Swords. Wow, 2 aces. That's very good. 7 of Swords, 5 of Cups reversed, Knight of Cups, and the Page of Wands. So again, a couple of stories coming through. For some of you, it's either a home renovation or some other home decor thing which was put aside because you traveled. You didn't get to do it at home. It may be as simple as putting up a fence. For others of you, it's major redecoration, maybe bringing down some walls and things like that. But it was put off because you didn't get a chance. You had to travel, or the holidays happened, and But now things are happening again. It looks like there might be a celebration at your house, so you got to get started. And that's what you should do first. If you have kids around you, you're probably going to find that they're going to be around, very interested in what you're doing, and they could probably help you instead of hinder you. So don't be afraid to ask the kids to chip in and help in some way, because it will be a very learning experience for them as well. For others of you, I feel that it could be an idea that you had for a sales product, or a product that you would have liked to either patent or sell to people, but in your own right. now's the time. This is, this is saying you've got it's the time for it. The obstacles have gone away. There's a lot of enthusiasm for it. People are going to love it. And you do have help from someone from your past. You've got the two knights there. They're coming back, and they're likely to be very helpful. They're also very likely to help you with things like getting the word out and advertising and your social media. But there is someone who's going to be a bit of a naysayer or highly logical, and it may seem like they're not supporting you. It could be your spouse or someone very close to you. And it's not that they are trying to stand in your way. It's that they don't want you to fail, because I think you might have tried this before, but you didn't think it through properly. So you need to think it a little bit further, and you need to take heed of what they're saying. Otherwise, you could end up, once again, overlooking something which is majorly important. So for those of you that are working on something creative, you might find that you might have gotten a little bit bored with a project. And it might have taken you might have worked on it up to 6 months and then just, put it aside, or you lost interest in it. And now you're getting your enthusiasm for it again. For some of you, it's sewing something. It could be a dress, it could be a toy. And for others of you, it's something more to do with maybe baking or paperwork, or like working with paper to produce things like flowers, crafting. And there's someone's birthday or anniversary coming up, and that's a perfect time for you to complete the project, or perfect motivation for you to complete the project. But there might be some obstacles in the form of whatever you start working on. There's some aspect of it that you will need to undo and add some other things to it to make it more appropriate, to make it more fun, to make it more contemporary, because maybe that's why you got bored with it before. It wasn't contemporary enough. It wasn't speaking to a new idea or a new style that you were suddenly interested in. And that happens. You have one style and suddenly you become interested in another style, and you want to explore the new style, and you don't quite know yet how to integrate the two. So this is talking about integrating the two, creating your own style. And it's going to take some being stern and critical of yourself in order to let go of the stuff that's not working and to redo. So for example, if you were working on sewing a new bag, maybe you've only ever done plain colors before. Now you want to incorporate patterns, or you want to incorporate metallic highlights or metallic aspects to it. And now you've got to find a way to sort of make the two work, something that is uniquely yours. And it's going to be trial and error, but you will end up having a lot of fun as well. So I think that's a very good one for you if you chose option number 2, the Housewives Tarot. So let's look at, that's interesting. Let's look at these quickly. So you got the Four of Swords, the Sun reversed, Queen of Cups, and Justice. So taking a break from it is very good, because you did lose enthusiasm. But now someone else is very interested in it, and they may offer you a contract if you get it right. But they like a lot of the elements of your old stuff. This may be specific to only one or two of you. They like a lot of elements of your old stuff, and you've got to find a way to be true to your new vision without losing their interest or the appeal to them. So it is a bit of a balancing act for you, but you can get it right, and it looks like there's a new contract or something good coming out from it that may help you in the future, especially in a monetarily way. So good for you, number 2. So let's see if you chose option number 3. What project should you work on next? And let's see what the Vice Versa Tarot has to say for you. So you've got the Page of Wands, the Eight of Swords, Strength. The Lovers. Sorry, that's Death. 2 of Swords. 3 of Wands. Knight of Swords and the King of Cups. So this is very interesting. This was the card that was on top when it was lying out waiting to be read. So if you chose it because of that card, this is especially for you. So I feel I got the words comic book coming in. So those of you that are working on comic book or illustrations or in graphic books, graphic art books, then this as well applies especially for you. So what project should you work on next? It's something that you discarded or someone totally trashed in the past, but you cannot give it up. It's like it's being reincarnated in a new way. It's been re-envisioned, but you still have major choices because you're at odds over someone about either the story itself or with the style of the illustrations. They may want it darker, but you like having the light and the dark, and your vision is more lush in its coloring, and it's you want the beautiful illustrations. It's not that you mind working a monotone or grayscale or with darker images, but you want to highlight it with something beautiful, with something more positive. You don't want it to be too grim and too dark. You want that hopefulness. You want the darkness to have some light in it. You want there to be hope in the story that you're telling or the images that you're putting out into the world. So you may be clashing with someone who wants everything more, like black and white, duotone, something which is more fitting into one niche or genre. And I feel that if you really cannot come to a compromise on it, then you should go ahead with your own vision, because it's a good vision, and I feel that the drawings that you want to bring out, or that story that you are re-envisioning, is really beautiful, and it's going to talk to a lot of people. I'm picking up a lot of emotions. I think it's something that's very close to your heart, and I also think it has the potential to be very, very successful commercially, if not critically. By that I mean it could get a lot of awards or critical acclaim, and it could even be a pioneer in its way. And I know I'm talking it up a lot, but I just feel that one of you out there, or maybe a couple more, really have a really good vision or re-envisioning of an old project, and others may be wanting you to compromise, but it's not a good time for you to compromise. You need to follow your heart. You need to be strong, because it is actually a work of, it's from your heart. So that is for one of you. It's very highly specific. Okay, if it's for the person that chose the 3 of Wands, the flip side of this card, which was at the top of the deck, and they chose it because they saw this picture and they were drawn to it. Okay, so for others of you, what project should you work on next? So you cleared up the way, you have dealt with the past, you want something very new to begin, but you're in the process of researching it, and you're kind of stuck in your old ideas, and that's why you're at this reading. So it's telling you that you need to think about last August and October. What were you thinking? What notes were you making? What were you watching or reading that inspired you? That's going to tell you which direction to go in next. For some of you, there is a bit of a Star Wars theme. And I think it's someone making cakes, if you're going with your Star Wars idea, go with it quickly, because there's probably quite a few people watching this. Okay. So for others of you, it could be that you want to go into healing, especially energetic healing, but you've always felt that something needed to change in your life. Maybe you felt that you needed to be more stable. Maybe you felt that you needed to get over a sense of depression and clear out your own energy. And I think that that was a very good, very responsible move from your part. And you're wondering now if it's the right time for you to move forward. And I would say wait another 2 months. You're almost there. Your energy is clearing. You're getting your power back. But you've still got 2 months of processing to do. And I think this is mostly mental. It's about sort of, I think they call it neural linguistics, where you're sort of rewiring your brain so that you don't go back down the old route of sabotaging yourself and needing to restart over and over again, and that you will soon have that have the kind of energy that you want to help others, or for your energy to be at the state where it can help others heal in the way that you want them to heal. And this is, it could be something like Reiki, it could be something like metaphysical healing, it could even be distance healing. Then that is for you. So lots of different projects coming out here. I'm just seeing if there's anything else here. So for you guys, whatever you're thinking that you want to do, go with it with the whole of your heart, because you may not feel very supported at the moment, and you may have a lot of doubts, but it's all mental doubts. It's all the stuff that you're telling yourself because you're almost afraid of being right, you're almost afraid of being successful. So you need to look at that. But you can achieve a lot of emotional prosperity from it. And I think if you're hoping to earn a living from it down the road, not just, not immediately, it's going to become your main focus, and it's going to become the way that you fairly easily help yourself financially. So this is like a foundational period for you. For some of you, like I said, you may have to wait 2 months if you're doing the energy healing or you want to get into it. For others of you, especially the comic book person, stick to your guns and do, make it your vision that's happening out there. And for the ones that are wondering which way to go, think back to August and November last year, and make sure that you decide to do something that you're really passionate about. And for that Star Wars cakes person, yeah, work on it now. Now is the time for it, before others get that idea. Okay, so that's what I have for you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope now you're all fired up about your next project and where to take it, and have fun, enjoy it, and keep those vibes high.